Hey guys, welcome back. So we talked about RxJava, the numerous benefits we get with reactive APIs like RxJava, and how it reactively do things that can help us build responsive and resilient applications. We also talked about the reactive API that sets the criteria for any library to become reactive and the observer pattern. Right? So things are in bits and pieces. We have all the concepts in our head. Now it's time to have them combined in real. So let's start with a small Hello RxJava program without getting into greater details for now, just to step toward understanding the reactive programming with RxJava. So here in this com.basicstrong.reactive.section1 package, I'm going to create a class and I'm going to call it Hello RxJava. Let's include the main, and here it's ready. And here I'm going to create a publisher or an observable whose sole purpose is to generate or emit data or events one after another. Basically, a stream of events or data. So, observable from this package, and it will emit strings. Let's call it the source. And here I'm going to use the factory method create of this observable. This takes a source, right? So here we're going to write a lambda e. This e is an emitter. It will emit one element, then the next element, and so on. So for emitting the element one after the other, we have on next method. So on this emitter, we have on next. So first it will emit hello, and then let's say e dot on next. RxJava. Oh, I forgot to add the curly brackets here, as this is multi-line implementation. So the observable is ready. Now the observer comes to the picture, which can subscribe itself to this observable source to get benefited with the events generated by this observable. So source dot subscribe, we have subscribe method to subscribe an observable to the source. Subscribe. So here in the subscribe, I'm passing a lambda. Take the element and print the element. It's an observer. Don't bother on how can it be an observer. We will talk about it in detail. So this is an observer telling what it's gonna do to the elements or the events it is getting sequentially, that is one after other, from this observable after subscribing itself to this observable. So two things are happening here. The very first thing is of subscribing this observer to this observable. So to allow itself the access to the stream of events generated by the source observable. And the second thing, executing the given lambda on the element or the event it gets from this observable source. So this is one observer that is listening to the source observable, right? But of course, there can be many. And this is what the idea is. Let's say there is one more observer that wants to listen to the events emitted by the source observable. We can create another observable here. Let's say this prints observer2, and this observer1 prints observer1 and then the element. Now both the observers will listen to the events emitted by the source observable one after the other. Let's execute this and see. So we get hello RxJava by observer1 and then hello RxJava observer2. And remember, for now everything is synchronous. We can't go async or concurrent unless we don't actually ask for it. And this is the default. We will get to know about how we can leverage concurrency with RxJava at the right time, okay? So the point here is we can create as many observer as we need that does operations on the same data emitted by observable source. There is no need to implement or extend classes to make observers or observables or to first write the functionality before using this design. We have everything here, everything more than we might need. So this lecture is only the first step towards going reactive with RxJava. Hope you got the initial idea.